This scope catches a lot of flack in the forums and here. Let me demystify some of the bad reviews. 1. Collimation. This telescope can be collimated easily by eye. If you want to collimate with a laser, you'll have to remove the corrective lens and the focuser tube. If you love to tinker, knock yourself out. However, this isn't the most powerful scope you can buy, so eye collimation is more than enough to be happy. 2. The finder scope is unusable. While I agree, it's not the best finder scope out there, and lining it up with the telescope can take a long time, but it is possible with time and patience. It's also replaceable, so if you don't like it, get another one. Note, it is a scope and not a finder. The image is reversed in the finder. 3. I can't see anything out of this thing. You need to collimate the scope and line up the finder scope. The instructions are in the manual for eye collimation. Tip: back the focuser tube all the way out when you collimate. Doing this will let you see both the secondary mirror and the primary. Also note, this went through shipping, and if it arrived with all the mirrors aligned and ready to go, get a Powerball ticket, because you'd be the luckiest person on the planet. 4. The Barlow is useless. Please Google and YouTube what a Barlow is and how to use them. It's not a true lens, and once you find out its true purpose, it'll make more sense. 5. The 4mm lens is useless. See my comment on the Barlow. Using the Barlow with the 4mm will tame things a bit. Also, get a lens and filter kit with a 15mm. 6. The telescope doesn't stay put on the tripod. The counterweight on this telescope is not for looks. You need to use it to balance the telescope on the Eck mount. When the counterweight is properly balanced, you can put the telescope in any position on the right ascension axis, and it'll stay put. The telescope itself also has to be balanced front to back in the mounting hoops. YouTube it. There are a billion tutorials on how to do this. One last comment on this issue is, do not try to push the telescope into position with the clutches locked. Use the controls on the tripod to position the scope. If you need to make big adjustments, loosen the clutches. They should be okay, because your telescope is balanced. Position the scope to the general area of viewing, lock the clutches and use the controls to fine-tune. If you push the scope around with the clutches locked, you're manhandling the gears that the controls are attached to, and you can push them out of whack. Don't do this. Here's the deal. This is a marvelous telescope for under 200 American greenbacks. When properly set up, balanced and overall ready to view, it's a great scope, and it's a lot of fun. Buying upgrades for the scope will add to your viewing pleasure. Yes, you can see our planetary neighbors. The moon looks fantastic. In a dark place, you can see some deeper space stuff. Is this a good scope for beginners? Yes, I think it is. Backyard astronomy is not a plug and play out of the box and looking at Jupiter kind of deal. A telescope is a pretty sensitive thing that takes a little love. If you're just starting out in collimation, calibration and generic tinkering is not your thing, this may not be your hobby. Heck, aside from sitting on the couch, I don't know what hobby doesn't require a little hands-on setup and tinkering. Finding stuff in the sky is hard. Small movements at the scope have a huge impact on where you're looking in the sky. YouTube is your friend, so is Google.